on Breakfast Television Canada, we are dedicating the full hour to Orange Shirt Day.
It means to me like a loss of childhood.
A day to acknowledge our country's residential school experience.
To see what happened to our people and our youth and these children, and seeing where our communities are all today.
Honor our Indigenous culture.
Every time you tell your story, you're healed a little bit.
And push toward reconciliation, remembering that every child matters. We would like to acknowledge that we are gathered here in Toronto on the ancestral territories of the Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas of the Credit of the Anishinaabe peoples. Toronto is in the Dish with One Spoon territory. The Dish with One Spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. Good morning, Canada. It is Wednesday, September 30th, known around the country as Orange Shirt Day. As you can see, we're all wearing our orange shirts here to commemorate this day. What you just heard me start the show with is called a land acknowledgement. I'm honored to welcome Elder Duke Redbird to join us and explain what that means.
In the spirit of truth and reconciliation, a lot of organizations and groups have been doing a land acknowledgement. And the idea behind that was that, well, we acknowledge the land and we also acknowledge the fact that the Indigenous people have had an enduring presence on this land for thousands of years. But today I want to explain a little bit about what a land acknowledgement really means. A land acknowledgement began hundreds of years, probably thousands of years before the settlers came. And what it was we didn't have land ownership and we didn't have deeded lands. So what we did was when we came into the territory of another group of people, we brought our pipes, and it was called a peace pipe, and we would share the peace pipe with the people in the new territory. And in fact, the word caucus comes from sharing your peace pipe with the inhabitants of the territory that you're visiting. Now, the Anishinaabe people and the Haudenosaunee people had a treaty. It was called a Dish with One Spoon. And what that treaty was about was that the land and resources that we all occupied, we would share all the resources together with one spoon.
Thank you so much, Elder Redbird. Melanie, you're taking us a moment inside a residential school. It's going to be a powerful hour right now. Devo, we'll continue with you.
Yeah, and thank you. So there's going to be a lot, as we mentioned, to go through, a lot of information for us. So let's start with this. What is Orange Shirt Day? Yeah. Now, we're taking the time to recognize the 150,000 Indigenous children who were forced into government schools with the intention of having them assimilated into Euro-Canadian culture. So we want to use today to shine a light on what they had to endure, the hopes that we can ensure that our country comes together, moves forward, but still never forgets.
Yeah, we have lots happening this morning for you, exploring our country's past, present, and future. But first, we're going to take a closer look at residential school system this morning, and one of them right here in Ontario, not a far drive from Toronto. Mel?
That's right, Frank. So a lot of people have read or heard about residential schools